Hi Scorpios, and welcome to your August 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk about the energies coming in for your sign. I'm really happy to be speaking to you all this month. I hope that August is treating you well. It's an interesting time for Scorpios where things are kind of like paved into place and there's a certain security and stability in where you're moving toward, and the terrain that you're moving on. It feels quite stable and it feels quite secure. Nonetheless, you are kind of feeling a need to make a change, or you're feeling a need to really see a difference in the way that your energy is working and in the way that your days are going by, moving through Leo season and up toward Virgo season. So yes, thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you guys aren't subscribed, subscribing helps so much for the channel. It's really small for like the individual, we just click a button, but it really makes a difference for the channel. So if you get the chance to subscribe, if you like the readings, or if you would like to see more, do be sure to hit that red subscribe button. Scorpios, I don't think that this should be nearly as difficult as it's being. There's kind of like something a little bit shocking, okay? It feels like there always, I guess, has to be for a Scorpio, just to like keep your attention and to keep your level of reaping on high. There has to be like a certain like shock factor, or like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I've ended up where I found myself. Quite a few possibilities coming out of July. We'll talk a little bit about that first. So sort of an ensnaring type of energy, people trying to entrap you in a certain view or a certain idea. It probably doesn't work, but watch out for anything that's entrapping, or anything that is like a signing on a line, or anything that is too debt oriented. Okay, 6 of Pentacles is coming up in your reading, 5 of Wands is coming up, 10 of Wands. It feels like you guys are working pretty hard to break even on certain things, and breaking even is better than being in the red. But and I'm not just talking like business, but like emotional energy for relationships, even more so actually. It feels like we're kind of breaking even there. So what is August going to introduce? As we've sort of maybe identified a fear, okay? Some of you guys are so contextual. Like Scorpio is one of the most contextual signs right now, which is good. I've been talking to all the other signs about how we've got to work through context, all the Capricorn energy and the Leo energy as well. Moving toward Virgo energy, it's very contextual. It's not a great time to be like somewhere that we have no experience with somebody that we have no experience with. That's pretty tough right now and pretty hazardous actually. So I feel like Scorpio has been playing things safe. And I feel like you guys are also really pent up, okay? 5 of Wands and 10 of Wands coming up. Like, it feels like the work that you're doing, or the energy that you're expending, is not really eliciting the cell turnover that an energy expense should do for a Scorpio. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling new exercise regimens. I'm definitely feeling a new creative project for a lot of you. Also having Knight of Wands and Strength coming in, and Judgment. So a transformation of a creative project, a transformation of your expression or projection to the world is coming in, but it's taking a lot of hard work. You've got 10 of Wands too. So burnout is possible in August. You guys want to pull back a little bit and really understand your output, okay? Really understand as a Scorpio, like, what do I really look like, okay? And this isn't about the opinions of others. So in the August comprehensive video, which I'll link below, if you guys didn't get to see yet, I talked about egocentricity, narcissism, and vanity at length in that video. So I won't repeat all of that here, but it's good for Scorpios to understand that your projection or your expression to the world, one, should not hinge on the opinions of other people, but it should be something that you enjoy taking part in, and it should be something that makes you feel like you are thriving to some degree. And for the opinion of yourself, for the happiness of yourself, not, so that doesn't mean like altering yourself for the sake of another person, but it does mean making sure that you're connective and making sure that you're in the format that is resonant with your own soul's energy. So you might have, especially at the end of Cancer season in July, and even at the beginning of Leo season for some of you, as we finished July, you might have really seen you might have seen old pictures or old videos or old yeah, especially old videos. I'm seeing like videos from like years and years ago that Scorpios might be seeing themselves in. And they're like, wow, I've really changed as a person. Or wow, I could have never anticipated that this is where I would have actually been or where I would have actually gotten to. And within that, you can actually reactivate an old dream, or you can reactivate the connotation and context of something from a long time ago, which is a superpower right now in a way. But I kind of I don't love it though either. I don't love that because some of these things can't really be reintroduced in the same way, and I fear that if Scorpios are too connected to the past or too connected to past ideations of themselves, that one, it's contextual, which is what you're aiming for and what you're feeling instinctually is just good, but also two, it's kind of easy to fool yourself with it too. Like maybe it is contextual, like this job that you had a long time ago that you're thinking about getting back into, whatever. Maybe it's contextual, but also there can be like a complete lack of reference point to it at the same time with who you are now in the present. So it's really discombobulated. It's like a very like Neptune retrograde, in Pisces, which we do have right now. I'll link that video below that I made as well. I've made so many videos lately, guys. It's crazy, It's in one way that has been, positive for COVID. I guess there's all the time in the world to make YouTube videos, but so Scorpios, there's something else that I've been seeing a lot of lately too, and as I was meditating on your energy, there was a word that actually came to me, and it was the word blind, and this is really interesting. I do actually think that there's a little bit of blindness in the Scorpio archetype right now. It's almost like the dog days in summer where snakes become blind. That's because it is August here in the Northern Hemisphere, so this is actually dog days time here in the US. I don't know if some of you guys have heard of that. At least where I'm from, there are quite a lot of snakes. So during the dog days, they will go blind. And I kind of think that you could be in that territory too. And I think that that's better by September, okay? But in that spirit, I think that's why context has been so vital for you, Scorpio, because there's not maybe a lot of clarity on what you're getting toward or what is actually around you right now. And it's not that there's not clarity, but it's really bypassing a lot of you. And I feel this strongly. And it's part of being in this Capricorn year. Like, honestly, the amount of control that a Scorpio has might be a lot in the sort of hierarchical sense of things, but the amount of control that a Scorpio has like over their life at large is not that much right now. And that will change. Don't worry about that. Don't let that scare you. But it's really important to see the power that you have over your own destiny, and maybe the power that you have exerted over your own destiny that has resulted in a certain lack of flexibility with that now. So what I think is beautiful about this time is you can really be safe on like the sideline of actual power dynamics that exist now, because Scorpio is really not the focused sign right now. It's not really the time for Scorpios to like shine bright and like go crazy and take and claim their power on stage. There's not really any of that. It's Capricorn's time for that. It's Cancer's time for that. It's to a degree Libra, Aries, and Virgo's time for that. The other signs are much more sidelined right now, which is fine. We always go through cycles where certain signs are front and center and certain other ones are sidelined. And these sideline times are very imperative because this is the time where we consider what else is in the game for us, what else is in the cards. And for you guys, it feels a little bit blind to me in that regard. So again, it's very temporary. But as you're here, Scorpio, as you're experiencing things, why not really make things a lot safer in your life, okay? Why not really, because, what do snakes do when they're blind? They probably go in, they try to get away from other things, and they try to keep it to themselves, I would assume. I'm not positive. But your relationship with your own sense of vulnerability is something that will be focused this month. And there will be a transformation there. So I see you guys already being way less vulnerable. Actually, like it's already too late in that regard when it comes to vulnerability for other people to step on your vulnerability. So for people who are like trying to like get at Scorpio's vulnerable pieces, that is very unlikely to even be successful now. But you're still crowning it. You're still completing a sense of, tying up the patches, tying up loose ends, paying off old debts, making sure that everything is in order. We've been talking about this since like Jupiter was in your sign, Scorpio, and even back as far as when Saturn was in your sign. I wasn't on YouTube at that time, but I would have been talking about it then if I were, I'm sure. In the sense that Scorpio's had a lot of responsibility when it comes to, just being like almost like a sort of, I don't know, like a Plutonian accountant or something. Like you're really keeping track of things, and that's actually going to serve you really well. And that's maybe one of the only ways that you have quite a lot of vision right now is just through how you've kept track, how you've kept a budget, how you've, been very well oiled into a tax machine or into a business machine or something and been very on it. For Scorpios who've done well with that, I mean, you have even more so of an advantage. But, if you've identified a sense of if you've identified like a blind side, or if you've identified something that you just don't know the answer to. So this is not obviously physical. I mean, maybe some of you need an eye exam, I don't know. But even more so metaphorically, what I'm getting at with this is certain things that you don't know where it takes you, being this, business owner, what does that do for me? Getting this degree, what does that do for me? Talking to these people, going on these dates, having connectivity with these people, what does that do for me? There's a big sense of question mark. I have no clue. A lot of Scorpios I have no clue what I'm going to do with this degree, or I have no clue what this business's future is. Yet I have the power of it. Okay. So there's a wielded power for Scorpio that is the Capricorn Scorpio sextile energy, that you probably need to start making time in August to be healthy enough to construe it, okay? To be healthy enough to be in this position. So for Scorpios who are unhealthy, for Scorpios who are insomniac, for Scorpios who are, just getting through by the skin of their teeth, August becomes a vital time of turning that around. So as a Scorpio, actually for the next decade, okay, as Saturn in Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are all very build-up energies for Scorpios. So Saturn is in a part of its cycle that is, this is a Scorpio's time to really, at least become more Saturnian, more developed, more structured, more maintainable, more sustained, more or less unpredictable, things like that. Having a sense of stability and security. These next about 9 years for you really is where that happens. So long-term, very long-term messages. But last intuitive message that I'll talk about before we get into the week to week. You guys need to wake up, okay? Scorpios have got to wake up a little bit. So this is going to be a little bit of tough love from a Scorpio, from a Scorpio, a little bit of Scorpio tough love from one Scorpio to another. We can really sleep on this time, okay? This is important. So Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn. Jupiter is retrograde in Capricorn. Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn. There's some amount of, it's okay to kind of mess it up now, or over the last few months, it's been okay to kind of, just not have it all perfectly together. But especially by September, when we have things going direct, when we have direct Capricorn energy, there will not be much more time to feel like you can stabilize and secure your life and secure yourself, secure your identity, secure your abundance and benevolence as a person, secure your accounts, whatever. Because all of this Capricorn energy can be such a, such an advantage for Scorpios and also Pisces, okay? So the sextiles to the Capricorn energy are probably the most well-placed to understand this. And I mean, yeah, this triple retrograde conjunction in Capricorn has been a very malefic experience for many people. But always, with any transit, it can't be totally good or totally bad, regardless of the traditional insights. And it can be majority good or bad. But I would say that the only two signs that can, and well, actually there are three. It's Scorpio, Pisces, and Virgo. These three signs are the three signs that have to make something good out of this time. Okay, you're one of them, Scorpio. You're really called to make something good out of this time. And you're the sign, as Pisces and Virgo are having a little bit easier of a time of it, okay? Because your sign is all about turmoil and strife and struggle and worry and transformation through difficult experiences. So there's a temptation within the Scorpio energy to let this be just as hard as it is for everybody else, and let these experiences become, really bad so that we can then transform. Like, that's sometimes Scorpio's formula. Like, okay, let's make this as difficult as possible so that I now have the stimulus to like cope with it, and then serve up the good points that this transit could actually offer in these angles. But Scorpio, wake up, okay? Wake up to the benevolence and ideas and concepts and protection and all of that is here for the taking, because it's interesting. And obviously this is not going to apply for every single Scorpio, but if you look at Scorpios, Pisces, and Virgo, to a slight degree Capricorn, it really depends with Capricorn, these 3 to 4 signs have probably been the least affected by the coronavirus pandemic, for example. Okay? And not always, if you have some kind of other placement that really, something in Cancer, something in a cardinal sign that's really connecting with the triple retrograde conjunction, this is not holistic, okay? This is not total. But in general, barring any huge cardinal activation, Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo, and Capricorn have been able to maintain some amount of normal, or have actually been able to flourish more in some other way by this time. And that is so essential. Okay, so there's a lot of loss for so many people right now, so many people like don't have money, so many people don't have a job, so many people are facing poverty, so many people are terrified of what their lives have in store for them. And certainly I'm sure that there are Scorpios who are there too, but a lot of Scorpios can, for example, still have the paying job, still have, the ability to purchase new clothes, still have the ability to buy furniture or something, or still, have the relationship that completely, funds them at an energetic or monetary level, and still be able to complain about it and still be able to not be satisfied. It doesn't mean that there can't be problems. A very wealthy Scorpio might have something that's absolutely life-altering happen, but I will say that there's a big call from the universe for Scorpios to really take the benevolence and abundance that they might have, or just the stability that they've been able to have, and use it in a way that is not just a complaint, okay? So even when you have enough, it can still be difficult to give back or put what you have to the best use if you're still emotionally exhausted from things from the past or from difficult experiences. So this is sort of like the crux for you guys this month, where even if you're like a flourishing Scorpio, or even if you're prosperous in some way, there's something that's deficient, or something that's like still being a big trial. So that's why I think for a lot of you, it's kind of like cold turkey is what I'm hearing. Some of us have to just like quit the coffee. Some of us have to just go to bed. Some of us have to not hit the snooze button on the alarm. This is really important for Scorpios, Virgo, and Pisces. This triad of signs that have perhaps, depending on the chart, a little bit more to work with. It makes responsibility skyrocket. So there's to have a little bit more to work with right now. Like every minuscule inch of a bit more right now has a large karmic connotation to others. Okay, because we have Saturn retrograde near the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. So there are a lot of considerations about what one has, what one needs, what one then connects to society at large with in that way. So Scorpio, we've talked on about this, but before we get into the week to week, I'll just kind of sum that up and say, wake up to the blessings in your life. If you've identified something that is like a problem, or something that is risky or taking from you or burning you out or exhausting you, don't be afraid to make your life more safe and stable, okay? Don't be afraid of that. You're very supported in creating like this perfect median of stability and security in your life. So it's not about quitting things right now. It's not about even necessarily taking a risk on something new either. It's really about optimizing what is here now and how it can really give you the time to go and do bigger things, yes, but also just sort of be like an example. Like you're probably an example to people right now too. So watch out for being a bad example or anything like that. There's something dignified about it. Okay, we have to like really access our own dignity and access our own integrity right now as Scorpios. As Scorpio, Virgo, or Pisces, there's a big importance placed on dignity and integrity. So week to week, Scorpio, week number 1 of August. Let's move really quickly through this. We've talked for a long time. 5 of Wands rooted down by judgment. So the first week of August, there is conflict. Okay, you've probably identified conflict for a while now, but the first week of August will let you overcome it and let you evolve and transform out of that conflict if you can be disciplined. Okay, self-discipline is really important then. Moving the body, so no sedentary living, no, even if it's just a little bit, like you've got to keep yourself in movement so your cells can really turn over. It's an important time of cell turnover for you because, and this depends on the type of Scorpio, but for the Scorpios who've like really already done it and who are already like thriving now, as much as they can, they're not feeling ill, they're not feeling, anxious, not feeling paranoid, not feeling manic, anything like that. It's okay, it's probably just a need to like exercise a little bit more, move your body a little bit more. But if you're a Scorpio who has had any type of lack of control over your own rhythm or your own time, okay, really, really important that month to put things down, okay? Things have to be put down if they're not right. And so time back for some of us, doing a little bit less, and filling that time that we now have during that week with an environment and a space where we can understand how we want to be activated in life. Because Scorpio wants activation. I don't feel that Scorpio really wants to just sit around, or that Scorpio wants actually to just be in bed or just watch TV or anything like that. I really think that Scorpio wants to be useful and wants to be utilitarian in a way too. That's a very Capricorn Scorpio sextile activation. So we have to be at a certain level of energy to even be there. So develop that then. Week number 2, strength rooted down by 10 of Wands. So you have the ability to keep on keeping on. You could keep things absolutely the same and contextual. I would recommend that to all of the other signs, but for you, Scorpio, it's a little bit different. If anything's burning you out or exhausting you, it sometimes like takes a lot of strength to like change it, or it takes a lot of strength to optimize it enough to where it's not burning you out. So you've got a lot of power right there in the second week of August to not be burned out by what you're doing, to really enjoy what you're doing, to really do a bit of energetic surgery and modify what it is that you're keeping on your plate then. So watch out for having to look apart, okay? Having to spend way too much energy to look apart. Because you're getting more strength then. You should start to heal up a lot in the second week, but you don't need to be working too hard on things that have been repetitive forever. But it could be like hard work on the diet or hard work on, a sleep schedule, okay? I kid you not, Scorpios, like sleeping at the same time every day, pause, like moment of silence, could totally change your world. Okay, third week, Knight of Wands rooted down by Page of Cups. Creativity, okay? A new creative project coming in, a new way of emoting, a new way of inspiring yourself, a new pattern around what is inspirational in your life, what you're doing to motivate yourself every day. Also, perhaps new figures in your life, new friends, it could be even be like dating or something like that for those of you who are single. So definitely think about that, and if that's something that you want. But yeah, third week doesn't feel too personal. It feels like other people. So it might be really great to set boundaries, friendly boundaries, kind boundaries, nothing crazy, nothing like, you have drained me all of these years and I have decided that now I'll punish you for it. Nothing like that. I could just kind of, I'm really busy. I'm starting this new project. I'm, really trying to survive, things like that. I just need time to do this or that, like kindness. Okay, week number 4, Knight of Pentacles rooted down by 6 of Pentacles. Money. So new income streams for some of you. That's weird and unexpected, but possible. New income streams, new jobs, new freelancing. Watch out for the role that you're playing there. Watch out for illusory roles. Okay, so which person are you in 6 of Pentacles? Are you the person feeding the poor, or are you the poor, like, being fed. Archetypally, there's a big connotation about begging and also giving. So it's important. It's not about class. It's not about classifying ourselves. But I think that Scorpio could really do with some overcoming of these like old hierarchical roles, and just kind of start to do what you enjoy, and put it out there. You know, it will be rewarding for you to be in space. Okay, being in public space, even for some of you, or being on a platform, or being connected in a way that's not frivolous or strange. I will say there's a debt to pay off at that time for some of you, and also there's quite a lot to pay right then. And for some of you also to be paid back. So with Six of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles together, it's always going to be about debts and karmic moments like that. So being paid back, paying, anything like that, very prominent in the fourth week. Great to pay a bill or pay a debt, or also to find in the fourth week that you have been repaid. Not even necessarily, it's not always about money, but maybe karmic debts are being settled at that time. So interesting series of 4 weeks, Scorpio. I really loved it. Anyway, Scorpios, thank you so much for being here for your tarot reading for the month of August 2020. I am going to put together an extended reading on Patreon, Scorpios, so I want all of you to come over and watch it. It's going to be great. I'm going to look at a central theme. I'm going to look at 2 supporting themes. If you're still watching this video, definitely come and check out the Patreon page, because it's a great way to support the channel, but also get a lot of bonus content as well. So with 1 subscription, you get access to all of the readings, early, ad-free, extended readings, Saturday tea chats, and other bonus content too. So it's like a lot just for a very small amount. So if you want to support the channel, it's a great way to do it. I will link it in the center of the video now and in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, Scorpios. Your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube as well make my day. Comment below, let me know how the reading was for you. Other than that, let's jump over to Patreon now for your extended. Bye, Scorpios.